I didn't mean for it to start filming, but here we are. I guess this counts as a midnight musing. It's the same day that I'm trying not to have a migraine. I'm also trying not to dissociate after talking about dissociation for so long. But yeah, this is a midnight musing. I'm on the Immigrant and I'm on Danzatron because it seems like I need to have both to deal with this. Oh, and there's an ice pack under here. Oh, come here, ice pack. Okay, so I was not ready. And the camera just started filming because it's on my phone. No, amusing thought, because I just happened to see a comment as I was getting ready. On my Schizoid spite, like, you know, trying to spite the Schizoid short, which was a clip from a live stream. And it's someone saying, oh, I tried changing and it just made me enjoy, like, you know, made me realize why I like being a Zoid or some shit like that. And it just, I found it amusing. It makes me think a few things. First of all, why did you try changing if everything is fine? What was the discomfort that prompted you to even give it a go? Yeah. I don't know, like, if you're so fine being schizoid and there's nothing wrong with it, why did you try changing? I think that's pretty much what I wrote. And then, you know, also you've got to be aware that even unhealthy ways of being can trick you into continuing them, because the familiar can feel safe even when it's not. So, you know, staying within your comfort zone, it's a lot easier than trying to change. And so yeah, you can get stuck in the same old patterns because it's just easier. And that's one reason that you might not want to change. And, like, you know, this is a thing that happens a lot. This is a thing that happens in domestic violence, for example. You know, you try and leave the perpetrator and get tricked into coming back for whatever reason. There's a lot of reasons. Sometimes it's financial, or, you know, kids being held hostage or whatever, essentially. But then sometimes there's also just an emotional trap. People go back thinking, believing the other person's lies. And then the same stuff happens all over again. And it's kind of like that with mental illnesses and, you know, just these patterns that you can get into. So there's that stuff. But the thing that I didn't write, but, like, I was thinking about after, that I find really amusing is the schizoids who watch me and then say they're fine being schizoid. I find them amusing. Even more, I find the ones who call themselves Zoids even more amusing. Because what's going on here? Like, if you're so secure in being schizoid and you fucking love the label and being whatever, like, good for you. But why are you watching my stuff then? Or, like, what do you need to know about my experience? Like, what interests you about what I have to say? Think about that for a moment. Like, is your subconscious not trying to reach out and find others like you and have a community? But isn't that kind of not schizoid? And then the ones who call themselves Zoids, you know that they have gone deep enough to even find that label and then to identify with it as this cutesy kind of way of saying it instead of going for the whole schizoid thing. You know, like it's the cool way to be schizoid or some, I don't even know. I've said before that I think it's, I hate it. But, you know, so you've gone and you found your little community. Why? Why? Because you felt alone otherwise, subconsciously? You want to find others like you? Why? You're schizoid. You don't need to do that, in theory. But, you know, online schizoids can keep people at a controllable distance. And so then you can satisfy those things that you deny having in a very safe way. And it's sort of like, so maybe there's more that you are not admitting to yourself. I don't really know how to phrase it because I am in migraine recovery and it's late and trying not to dissociate. Yeah, that's made it a little bit harder to get ready for bed and just going to bed. But yeah, no, just thinking about the schizoids, like, what are you getting out of watching my stuff? Like, I suppose, like, the one kind of legitimate thing would be if you're like, it all kind of comes back to you realizing there's a problem, maybe, and, like, maybe you're trying to learn more about the condition or find out if your experience is, if someone else has had the same thing or whatever. But either way, you're kind of reaching out, even if you're in denial of it. Like, there's so many other things you could be watching on YouTube, and my content is not exactly high quality. And yet, you've chosen to watch me. Are you sure there's nothing else under that might be challenging your comfort with being schizoid? Like, I get it because the world does suck, and why participate? And especially when certain people kind of reinforce the feeling that people suck. But, negative feelings make it really, like, negative feelings kind of reinforce themselves and are always looking for confirmation, so then you can miss out on the positives. And that's a lot of how depression works. Because being depressed sucks. But being depressed can come from being schizoid, and it's just like, you could be in denial of that. And I think that's a problem I've had for many years, especially not knowing that I was schizoid and just thinking, that's definitely my opinion. It's not an adaptation to try and survive my childhood and things that I've been through that I probably still need to some extent because I haven't quite left the situation, but probably not as useful or healthy as they were when I was a kid with limited resources. Like, I could do other things now. I just, it's hard to break out of those patterns and also not be depressed if I, try a bit too much and overwhelm myself and make things worse for myself. I mean, it's challenging. It's really hard to change. And it's really hard to admit that something needs to change because change is work and work is tricky. And so, I don't know, some of the ones who are trying to tell themselves that everything is fine and schizoid is the way to be, there's a bit of denial, there's a bit of, I don't know if I want to say that some of them are cowards, but I would say some of them probably are, a little bit. I don't know. If I upset you, though, how's that for your schizoid not being able to take criticism thing? or not being affected by criticism? I don't even know what I'm saying at this point because I need to go to bed. I don't even know how long I've been rambling for. What does that say? 8.5. Oh, I just need to... Yeah. I need to sleep the migraine off, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. May I just, I don't know, if you're so determined to tell me that you're fine being schizoid, and schizoid is, there's nothing wrong with it, and nothing you need to change. Why are you here then? Why did you click on a video about schizoid stuff? What are you doing here? There's other stuff you could be watching if you're so secure in schizoid. Yeah. Are you looking for information? Cool, there's other videos that have more information, more researched information instead of me just rambling in migraine brain. And you're looking for community. You're in denial. You don't have to change everything straight away, though. I'm not telling you to suddenly be a social butterfly who loves everyone. It's about small changes and working out yourself and working out better ways to do stuff, not changing everything at once. Don't get me wrong there. I haven't changed everything at once. Like, what would that look like if I suddenly moved out, got myself some difficult job, but maybe making money that drains my soul out? You know, like, there's too much. And, you know, physically, obviously, I'm so screwed up at the moment with this sudden increase in migraines again. At least these meds are doing okay, but I'm a bit worried that I'm taking the triptans too many days close together. I think you're not supposed to do that, but how else am I going to deal with this? Until I can see the neurologist and maybe get some better drugs. What was I talking? No, it's about, like, small manageable changes. Like, you can't just jump into a whole new life. That's not how it works. It's like, okay, what if you did talk to someone today on a day when you might otherwise not? You know? Or just small things. Like, I've kind of done it a little bit with art. I mean, the goal was more art rather than socializing, but first I had that studio that I went to, and that was like some accidental socializing occasionally, but most of the time I had the place to myself. It was fine. Then the next year, joined the local gallery membership and got to go to events. And then people end up talking to me because I dress like the nutcase I am. And I don't have any fear of that judgment, so I will just dress what I think is fun and not care if people think it's weird. And actually, it tends to make people curious. So yeah, then just talking to people, not really feeling any attachment to the conversations, but talking is still socializing, even if it's casual, meaningless socializing, you know. And then I'm in the art society, and I'm helping their social media and sort of just gradually being more social. I still haven't, you know, felt connected in that sense. But I'm getting better at socializing, like getting the dog. The dog has helped me socialize. So I'm making progress in those parts. Whether or not I start feeling anything, I don't know, but that could come later, you know. There's small changes that I can manage. Like, I didn't go from doing hardly any art straight into art society committee position. Like, I didn't jump. This has been over a few years. I've gradually done more and more in the art world, you know. So with Schizoid stuff, I mean, I guess watching my stuff is your first step for some of you. Or, like, you know, just being on YouTube finding Schizoid content. For some of you, that's your first step in reaching out. You just haven't admitted it yet. And yeah, it's gonna go slow, but, like, the sooner that you maybe accept that there might be something that you're looking for, the sooner you'll be able to get to the next step instead of just going in circles constantly, because you don't want to get stuck going in circles in life, especially if things in life suck. And oh, I really need to get to bed. I really need to shut up and just get to bed. Oh my god, migraine brain, what have we done? Anyway, this has been a midnight musing. It's almost midnight. It's probably midnight by now. I need to well, the heater's on. I need to go to the bathroom. I sort of just lay down. I haven't peed yet. Yep. Good night. Just, you know, if you're schizoid and supposedly happy with it, just ask yourself why you're watching. Ask yourself why you feel the need to tell me. Are you trying to justify yourself? Why do you feel like you need to justify how you feel to me? Ask yourself why you feel like that. If you're so secure, why did you need to reach out at all? Who are you trying to prove this to? I don't care. I don't know who you are. You, as far as I can tell, you're just NPCs popping up text on my screen. Yeah. Just thoughts. And was I going somewhere else with that? I don't know. Probably not. Goodbye. Good night. Oh.